Pleasant morning to each and everyone. Today, we're gonna start our lecture for the nursing biochemistry with the introduction to bio. When we talk about inorganic chemistry, it deals with the substances that aren't mainly made of carbon, like salt, which is made from metal like sodium, no? And a non-metal chloride, so NaCl. We have NaCl joining together. That is an example of an inorganic compound, sodium chloride. So that is a combination of sodium, which is a metal, and a non-metal, which is chloride, joining together. It also includes non-metals like oxygen and carbon dioxide, which we find in the air around us. In the flip side naman, you talk about the organic chemistry. Organic chemistry is all about chemicals that have carbon, such as carbon hydrogen atoms, not together, like sugar and oil. And sometimes this can also include elements like nitrogen, oxygen. These elements helps create a huge things, no, of a variety of things from vitamins to plastics. No? So most probably in organic, they're considered to be, it deals with non-carbon atoms, while the organic chemistry or organic compounds, no, they deals with carbon atoms. So we have also the types of um, compounds, no? We have the CO2. CO2 is called carbon dioxide, and it's found in air we breathe and used by plants to grow. No? That is an example of inorganic compounds. And CO4, which is considered to be a organic, no, organic compound, it usually doesn't exist. But general organic compounds like this would contain carbon atoms linked together with other elements like compound. So CO4 is an organic compound. So we also have the CH3OH, which is also known as the methanol. It's simple kind of alcohol similar to what's in the hand sanitizer. So yan po yung makikita natin sa sanitizer. No? We have the methanol. Methanol is a type of alcohol. No? We also have your analytical chemistry. This is like a detective for chemicals where scientists figure out what substances are made and how much each thing, no, of each thing is in them. So it comes from the word analysis. So people like this analytical chemistry, you are going to detect how many compounds are present in that certain elements. So it's that certain substances. Now we also have the biochemistry, no, and the physical chemistry. So I will go over with the biochemistry on the further slides. Let's start with the physical chemistry. Is about studying energy and how substance change, no? Like ice melting into water or water evaporating into the steam, no? So it's like combining physics with chemistry to understand these changes. So when you talk about micromolecules, these are very tiny things that made up a lot of atoms. No, it's a lots and lots of atoms, which we are building blocks of everything around us. No? From the air we breathe to the toys we place it, so that is made up of micromolecules. So para siyang mamaliit na atoms, no? Group of atoms that is considered to be molecules, no? For micromolecules, they are very, very tiny. So, lahat tayo, no? Especially the non-living things are made up of micromolecules. Biomolecules, these are type of molecules that are really important for all living things, no? Like plants, animals, and humans. They're made up of carbon and other elements, and they help our bodies do everything from growing to fighting sickness. So, we also have your carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are type, no? It is a type of biomolecules that is used mainly for energy. So carbohydrates like yung mga um, rice, no? Rice foods, no? The go foods, no? We have the go, grow, and glow, no? Mostly mga go like rice, bread, pastas, no? Root crops, no? That is an example of uh, carbohydrates, no? They are used mainly for energy. So, ang carbohydrates, kung imo nang kaunon, it will mainly convert into sugar, no? It will mainly convert into sugar. That's why mga diabetics, no, mga diabetes, bawal sila mukaon og daghang rice, no? Because rice, kapag atong ipasok na to na sa atong lawas, it can be converted into sugar because it is a carbohydrates, no? So, it is a monosaccharide, no? So, monosaccharide, we have this disease called the sickle cell anemia, no? Sickle cell anemia is a type of carbohydrate deficiency, no? Mainly it occurs in your red blood cells. So when you talk about heme, this is a part of your blood that carries the oxygen uh, from the air you breathe to the different parts of the body. So mura na siyang bus, no? Bus for oxygen, that is heme. And the globin is found in the red blood cells. It works together with him to make sure that oxygen gets to where your body needs it. Okay, no? We also have your lipids, no? Lipids, hindi kasama dyan, but lipids, these are fats and oils, no? In your body, no? It's like the taba in your blood. So, too much eating of fat can clog your blood vessels. So, mauna siyang gitawag na itong taas ka og cholesterol because the build up of lipids, taba ng iyong dugo. No? Nucleic acid naman, these are special parts in every cell of your body called DNA and RNA. So they are like instruction manuals that tells you how to grow and fix yourself. So when you talk about nucleic acid, no? Nucleic acids, mura na siya blueprint, no? So blueprint of unsa imong kaliwat, no? So they are like the one that calls instruction manuals on how your offspring or imong anak will look like on the future. So, when you talk about biochemistry, it is a branch of science that explores the chemical process and the substances occurring within the living organism. So, another uh, word for that is like the chemical basis of life. It is like a detective solving mysteries about what goes inside our bodies and other living things. It looked at how tiny parts inside us, like vitamins, proteins, and sugars, work to keep us healthy and moving. So this helps scientists understand and find ways to fix our problems when someone is sick. So it comes from the word bios, meaning life. In biochem, we study the chemistry, no? Bios, no? Biochemistry, bio means life, and chemistry is how we study it, no? So, kapag ano mo siya, no? Compounds of chemistry, that is the chemical basis of life. If kung imo siyang ihanay-hanay, no? Biochemistry, that is bios, that's chemistry, the chemistry, no? This is the chemical basis of life. What is the chemistry inside our body? So when you talk about chemistry, what are the processes that happens inside our body? So biochemistry, no, deals with the large molecules composed of thousands of covalently connected atoms called macromolecules. And this biochemical process undergone to yield products that are needed to the body to maintain homeostasis, no? That is to maintain homeostasis. When you talk about homeostasis, it is the status in which the body, no, of all your organs are in equilibrium. We're all safe, no? We are all functioning normally. That's homeostasis. That is the state at which the body, no, is in a total good shape, no? So that is how, yun po ang importansya ng biochemistry. Yung biochemistry stabilizes our body, no, to function on a daily basis. It also seeks to explain life at a molecular level. When you talk about molecular level, that is on the tiniest level, no? Answers to watch the fundamental questions as what are we made for as a tagikan? Syempre, we came from cells. And how do we work? So glucose, no? glucose and ATP, no? So when you talk about glucose, it is a type of sugar that our bodies use as a main source of energy. So when cells break down glucose through a process called cellular respiration, no? So ang glucose kapag mag-undergo og cellular respiration, it produce adenosine triphosphate or the ATP. So ATP is the energy or the currency of our cells powering various functions. So there are five major complexes of biomolecules. So we have a five major complex biomolecules of our cells. We have the proteins. When you talk about proteins, they are like the body's worker doing jobs such as building tissues and helping chemical reaction happen. So when you talk about proteins, ito yung makukuha ninyo sa mga white meat such as chicken, no? These are the ones that is important to build your muscles. That's why yung mga bodybuilders, they wanted to do protein-based diet, no? Kasi ang proteins, they build the muscles, no? Those muscles will increase your metabolism para ikaw ay makapag shape up your work, no? Mas magandang tignan ang katawan kapag it's made up of muscles, no? Mga bodybuilders, no? Lipids, no? These are fats and oils which stores energy for later use. So, lipids, they are considered to be fats. What is the role of fats? No? The role of fats is, of course, to provide insulation, no? Insulation para medyo at least, no? Kapag medyo tag-lamig, no? It will provide heat insulators. Carbohydrates include sugars and starches which are the which provides energy to the cells. So carbohydrates, hindi po yung iba, hindi na nag-rise, but carbohydrates are really important because it provides energy to your body. Not just much because it converts into sugar which can be risky, no? Kasi masyado kasing carbohydrates yung kinakain natin, we tend to crave more food, no? When you talk about nucleic acid, these are DNA and RNA, which are like instructions or building proteins and managing cell activities, no? And the water, it is the crucial for all life processes because it helps chemical reactions. It carries substances and regulates temperature in the cell. So take note of that. We have the five major complexes of biomolecules of the cells. We have the protein, lipid, carbohydrates, nucleic acid, and water. So these are the discovery of biochemistry. So the discovery of biochemistry with the yeast played a pivotal role in establishing in biochemistry. So ang biochemistry, no, it started with the discovery of what you call the yeast, no? And that yeast, it create a particular through study of fermentation and enzymes as we progress. So that is an example of a yeast cells, no? That is an example of a yeast cell. When you talk about aerobic, no? So this is the aerobic and anaerobic processes. When you talk about aerobic, this means with oxygen, no? These are like microorganisms that cannot survive without the presence of oxygen. For examples, no? For example, when you exercise and your body uses oxygen to break down food or energy, that is an aerobic process, no? And when you talk about anaerobic, this means without oxygen. It's like when you hold your breath in the swimming underwater, your body must rely to the processes that doesn't require oxygen. So like example, no, when making alcoholic beverages, kung gagawa tayo ng mga alcohol, no, like beer and wine, ang yeast, no, is used in an aerobic process to convert into sugar into ethanol, no? Which is a type of alcohol and carbon dioxide. So without using oxygen, kasi imo man gud nang ibabad kung maghimo kag wine, no? Butangan nimo og yeast, no? So yeast will be the anaerobic process. Kapag anaerobic, that will provide uh, like a cellular process inside para mag-convert siya into ethanol and carbon dioxide that will made up of wine. So Louis Pasteur, no, show that yeast cells, no, was responsible for converting sugars into alcohol and carbon dioxide, establishing a vital role of microorganisms in fermentation. So, si Louis Pasteur, siya talaga ang nagpauso ng fermentation. He discovered that fermentation process, no? So, in 19th century, he's known for the discoveries of causes and the prevention of diseases, and Pasteur discovered that yeast, no, is responsible, no, for the fermentation process. Yeast transform sugars into materials like grape juice into alcohol and carbon dioxide. So, ito po yung ginawa niya. No? In winemaking, no? This is winemaking. Uh, so, this process not only explains how alcoholic beverages are made, but also prove that living organisms such as yeast are involved in the fermentation. Before his work, people thought fermentation was just a chemical reaction without the biological involvement. But the main the main drive or the catalyst for making a fermentation is through the use of yeast para makapag-produce tayo ng wine. No? Yan. So Pasteur maintained that the process of fermentation could occur only on intact cells. So mao na yung first theory. So cell membranes must be intact, walang basag, dapat kompleto with all the nucleic acid maintained in cells so that the fermentation could happen. So we have the vitalism theory. So, when you talk about vitalism, it was an old theory suggesting that living organisms are fundamentally different from non-living entities because they contain some non-physical elements that are governed by different principles like inanimate things. No? In the context of biological process like fermentation, vitalism claimed that this process could only occur without living organisms. Ibig sabihin, they possess a vital force or unique to life para magkaroon ng fermentation. No? In the Waller experiment by Friedrich Waller, he challenged this theory. No? Because Waller accidentally synthesized urea, an organic compound found in the urine of the mammals from inorganic materials. Before this, urea was thought to be only producible by living organisms. Pero upon his experiment, he showed that organic compounds could be created from non-living substances or inorganic substances. Kung may kag vitalism, substances can only be occurred through living organisms together, Pero na-disprove na ni Waller experiment because he produced urea, He produced urea na makita na siya sa urine, sa ihi sa usa ka tawo through the Waller experiment which doesn't include non-living or inorganic compounds, This was a major challenges that which held to the organic molecules could only be produced by living organisms. So yung theory of vitalism was disproved, So there is now a synthesized or man-made. Pag may pag-synthesize man-made, urea natural sources is urine. So on the left, we have the ammonium chloride and the silver cyanate or the AgCNO. These are the starting materials. When they react, they produce silver chloride, and urea, H2NCO, that is NH2, that is called carbonyl diamide, That is the carbonyl diamide. So on the left, ammonium chloride plus silver cyanide nag-react into silver chloride plus carbonyl diamide, which is considered to be your urea. So on the right side, there's a product, and the left side is the reactant, Yan. So on the left side doon po on the past slide, that is your that is the product. On the left side, those are the reactant. So there is a in the Pasteur's error, which was shown in 1899, that Edward Buchner, who discovered that fermentation indeed occurs in the cell-free extract. So cell-free extract is basically everything inside the cell without the cell's outer shell. It's like all of the stuff out of an orange after peeling. So here's an example, no? Um, so if you grind a yeast cells with something rough or sand, no, or the big chunks that's broken down into cell walls and other bits, what passes through is the filter, no? So kung magbawa mag-grate ka, no, you're grating something. Ang pass-through is like the cell-free extract. It's the yeast inside without the outer walls, no? So how it is used? Imagine after getting all those stuff inside the yeast, someone like Buchner adds sugars on it and he observes what happens next. This process helps in studying how cells inside react without the influence of the cell wall, no? So there is like a chemical reaction happening on the cell-free extract. So Buchner then added the sugar, as I said, non and of course the alcohol carbon dioxide, which the vital enzyme or the vital force of the enzymes in yeast. And the Buchner's experiment proved that fermentation was driven by soluble factors in the yeast inside, which will be named as enzymes. So and that work, no, significantly revealed that the significant roles of inorganic phosphates such as ATP, ADP, and NADPH, no, could convert glucose to pyruvate, no. So that happened through the process of glycolysis, no, and to ethanol and carbon dioxide. Okay, so now we go to the biochemistry and the nursing profession. So the nursing profession and the biochemistry are interconnected in several important ways. So why do we need to study biochemistry as a nursing student? Of course, that is physiology, the body itself, no? The body itself, of course, biochemistry talks about the chemical process that happens inside our body. Pathological. Pathological meaning pathogens. Pathogens, these are microorganisms that can cause diseases. Yeah. So if you have to read on this, these are the uh, understanding of how the human physiology, no, um, needs the needs biochemistry in the study of nursing, no? So it understand or helps nurses understand cellular processes, how cells obtain energy, synthesize proteins, maintains homeostasis. When you talk about biochemistry, it provides also enzymes, how they catalyze reactions, no? Such as how we regulate bodily functions, which is essential for conditions like diabetes and thyroid disorders. No? So pancreas release insulin. So nurses need to understand metabolic pathways, no? Such as glycolysis, the citric acid cycle, the oxidative phosphorylation, and how we grasp how the body produces energy. No? So we have the disease mechanisms. No? It is a strong foundation in biochemistry which allows nurses to comprehend biochemical basis of diseases. No? For instance, understand how cholesterol metabolism is linked to cardiovascular diseases, how insulin dysfunction leads to diabetes. No? For cholesterol, nurses often encounter genetic conditions. We must also understand the role of DNA and RNA and protein synthesis in the development of the genetic disorder. We also have the clinical practice. The nurses must interpret, no, such as blood glucose levels, liver function tests, and electrolyte panels to monitor patients. No? For electrolytes, we have these ions, positive or negative. And for the nutrition, we have the nutrition, no? For example, you have the amino acid that is the building block. No? So nurses must also provide advice and nutritional support, knowledge of biochemistry, which understands how nutrients are metabolized and utilized within the body, and nurses must also explain how the diets can impact biochemical factors such as vitamins, which is a cofactors. No? Um, in terms of pharmacology, no, biochemistry is also crucial of how drugs work. No? We interact with the body at the molecular level. No? This includes how drugs are metabolized, their mechanisms of actions, and their potential side effects. So, importante po ang biochemistry and the pharmacology together because, of course, you will have to know how the drugs work. No? That is what pharmacology is all about. No? How the drugs work. No? And in biochemistry, we have to indulge or kailangan po natin na siya um, i-work out together, no? Pharmacology. Since biochemistry, you will know what is the cellular or what happens in the body when you take that specific drug. Okay? So these are the normal biochemical processes. We have the basic of life, basis of health. We have the World Health Organization. No? The World Health Organization, they define health as the state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being and not merely the absence of disease. No? Hindi naman siya ingon na when you talk about your physically well-being, it's not that na wala na dyan kay sakit. It's just you are complete in terms of physical, mental, and social well-being. So, health is not just about the absence of diseases, it encompasses a broader spectrum that includes mental and social well-being. So, it encourages holistic approach. No? When you talk about holistic, it is a more friendly approach to health. No? To health that includes physical, mental, and social dimensions. No? So, you cannot say that you are physically well-being if you are somewhat suffering from from depression, no? And you are social anxieties, no? So you cannot say you are physically well-being if you have a deficiencies, no? If you have something, you have problems in your physical or mental and social, dapat kompleto yan silang tatlo. In a viewpoint, healthy means all of or the thousands, no? Lahat po ng mga cells ninyo, they are working. No, they are working. The maintenance of health requires the proper optimal intake of dietary needs, no? Syempre, for that to be effective, you have to take all of this, no? Yung mga you have to take the vitamins, amino acid, fatty acids, minerals, and waters, dapat nandoon po yan. So, most diseases have biochemical basis, no? Such as the genes, proteins, and biochemical process, no? For nucleic acid, no? Kapag mayroon kang problema, no? You may have a genetic diseases. For proteins, no, you may have a sickle cell anemia, no? For lipids, you may have atherosclerosis, barado ang inyong daluyan ng ugat dahil sa taba. And we have the carbohydrates, you may have a diabetes mellitus. So this one, no? So every human usually have 46 chromosomes. So 46 chromosomes, their instructions, how the book's made up of DNA. So ang merong mga taong may Down syndrome, they have 47. Ibig sabihin na isa ka-extra copy of chromosome 21. So that is what they are called trisomy 21. Ibig sabihin, tri meaning 3. Nasobraan ang ilang chromosome. So you could see, sa klase, no, mga Down syndrome, no, they were called abnormals in the past, no, yung mga kulang-kulang, no, you will see that on the face yun, no, that is considered to be the Down syndrome na sila'y additional chromosomes. So we also have your Turner syndrome. Turner syndrome is actually also a genetic diseases or deficiency in nucleic acid in which the humans usually have 46 chromosomes, XX for females and XY for males. Sa Turner syndrome, a girl is born with only isang X chromosome lang, no? And a missing partial X. So that means instead of 46 chromosomes, a girl only has 45 chromosomes. So, kaya siya nagkaroon ng Turner syndrome. So, there is kulang naman siya ng isang chromosomes. This one naman is a deficiency in protein called sickle cell anemia. Now, from the word sickle cell, instead ang imong red blood cells naka-round, siya mura siya sickle or crescent-like, no? So, So why does this happen? No? Red blood cell carry hemoglobin, a protein that carries oxygen. So sa sickle cell, there is a mutation, no? Spelling mistake maybe, no? That changes one building block of amino acid dili kay kaka-build og mga muscles, which is a very very delicate. So Duchenne, no? So muscles needs special proteins called dystrophin to stay strong and healthy. So dinhi sa DMD, no? The gene for dystrophin is damaged, no? So the body cannot make its protein properly. Yeah. So nagiging lumpo sila. So that is also a protein deficiency. For lipids, that is the atherosclerosis. Those are excessive low density lipoprotein or the LDL. Cholesterol leads to plaque formation. No? Mao nang nagkakos og stroke, heart attack because naanay taba nga build up dito sa ilang vein. No? So Niemann-Pick naman, those are considered to be recycling centers called lysosomes. The job is to break down, no, or get rid of extra fats and cholesterol in other ways. So si Niemann-Pick, no, because of this is a gene mutation, no, SMPD1, these recycling centers or the lysosomes doesn't properly work. So yung fats like sphingomyelin, no, or cholesterol start building inside the cell. So dili na ka mga broke down of mga fats because of this Niemann-Pick syndrome. Carbohydrates, we have the diabetes mellitus, no? We have type 1 and type 2. Type 1 is genetic, type 2 is lifestyle, no? Syempre, that is, type 1, maybe your pancreas cannot produce insulin. Yung insulin nagbe-breakdown ng sugar, no? So, kapag taas ang sugar sa mong blood, that happens. That is now your diabetes mellitus, no? That can lead to a lot of complications. Lactose intolerant, you cannot break down sugar found in milk. So kapag mo inom ka na, kalibak. So the origin of life, is considered to be fundamental question in the biochemistry. So it explores how chemical compounds transform into complex molecules capable of self-replication and metabolism. So ultimately leading to living organisms. So, the origin of life starts with biochemistry. No? Siyempre, it all began on a single cell which happens to have a chemical reaction until the evolution happened. The current most widely accepted cosmological theory for the origin of the universe is the Big Bang. No, it means there is a catalysmic explosion, no, which certainly formed into new planets, living things, organisms, soils, and etc. So it all starts with a Big Bang theory, no? According to the Big Bang theory, all the matter in the universe was initially confined to a comparatively small volume of space. The universe began to expand rapidly from this singularity in a process often referred as the cosmic inflation. No? As the universe cooled, protons, neutrons, and electrons formed, eventually leading to the creation of hydrogen and helium. So the rest of the chemical elements were thought to have been in three ways. First is the uh, binuclear, thermonuclear reactions that generally take place in the stars, explosion in the stars, and the action of the cosmic rays outside the stars. Since there is a galaxy formation, over billions of years, matters merge, form stars and galaxies due to gravitational forces and biologically important elements na create tayo ng hydrogen, carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, and sulfur were produced by the nuclear reaction of the stars. When you talk about radioactive dating, it is a technique used to figure out how old something, no, like rocks or fossils. It works by measuring amount of certain radioactive elements that is present within that object. The early Earth was constantly irradiated, no, with ultraviolet from the sun because there was no ozone layer that time in the atmosphere to block it. This condition lead to chemical reaction to produce simple biomolecules took place. No, there were no ultraviolet uh, light from the sun, so there was no ozone that time. No, so there are the key gases of the atmosphere. We have the hydrogen. It is the abundant element in the universe that is the most abundant. We have the water vapor. It means water in a form of vapor. The gas was released from the volcanic activity, and we have the methane. No, is a simple hydrocarbon that could have been released through from the volcanic activity through the breakdown of the organic material. We also have the ammonia, no, which is a nitrogen hydrogen compound, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, which is considered to be the most abundant gas in today's atmosphere. We have the hydrogen sulfide and the sulfur dioxide now, which came from the another volcanic gas. So how biomolecules likely to have been formed on the early Earth? No, the biomolecules that are essential to the structure and function of living organisms. No, they are considered to be the building blocks of life. In the early Earth, atmosphere was reducing, meaning it has a high availability of electrons for chemical reactions which is conducted forming complex organic molecules. And the energy from UV radiation, such as lightning and geothermal activity, provided in the necessary to input drive chemical reactions until there is a formation of biomolecules on early Earth, which is a fundamental question, and several hypotheses and experiments have been proposed to explain these essential molecules which have been formed in prebiotic conditions. So the primordial soup theory is considered to be the prebiotic soup or the abiogenesis. No? It posits that life on Earth began in a soup. No? Parang soup siya of organic molecules, possibly in the oceans under the influence of various volcanic activity and ultraviolet radiation. So these molecules, nag-undergo sila of complex molecules such as proteins, nucleic acids, no, and lipids. These complex molecules are essential for the formation of the first living cells. So Miller-Urey experiment tested the idea that life could have been started from the simple chemicals on early Earth. So scientists put gases like methane, hydrogen, ammonia, and water vapor in a closed system and added a sparks that copy of lightning. No? After running the experiment for a while, they found a simple organic molecules like amino acids had been formed. That is the Miller-Urey experiment. So we also have the biomolecules or the micromolecules. No? As I have stated, these are the essential molecules that make up the life organisms needed to carry out various functions of type. So these are the main macromolecules in the biomolecules. We have the proteins, no? Proteins, they are considered to be long chains of amino acid. They fold into three-dimensional structures, no? So yan po, kapag i-zoom out nyo po in that electron microscope, yan po ang magiging itsura ng proteins. Nucleic acid, that is the DNA. DNA, they are double helix, and the single helix lang po si RNA. So these are examples of main macromolecules in the biological system. These are the key concepts of biochemistry. We have the carbohydrates, no? Lipids, metabolism, no? Metabolism is like a key concept in biochemistry that refers the connection of chemical reactions. So when you do the metabolism, that is how we produce energy. Those are like a very long chemical process that happens inside your body to produce energy and etc. So in biochemistry, metabolism is studied to understand how chemicals in organisms use and store energy. So we also have the enzyme function. Itong enzyme function, very important ito, which acts as a catalyst to speed up, no, the metabolic reactions. And how metabolic pathways are regulated. Metabolic pathways naman, it includes mga glycolysis, citric acid cycles, electron transport chain, which we will tackle on the finals. Energy transfer, also in the finals naman, study how energy is transferred now to the biological system and the regulation of the metabolism, which is the feedback mechanism, allosteric interaction, and the hormonal system. So these are the primary catabolism. We have the glycolysis, citric acid cycle or the Krebs cycle, beta oxidation, and the proteolysis. These are naman the examples of anabolism. We have the gluconeogenesis, the protein synthesis, fatty acid synthesis, and the nucleotide synthesis. So we also have the biomolecules to cells. We have the theories of the origin of cells. Gikan daw ta sa peptide nucleic acid theory, which is a concept related to the origin of life. So if you look at this, this is an example of PNA, no? PNA, no? If you're going to compare that on, kung makita niyo yung image, no? So all of the PNA are the bases, no? Si RNA na siya bases with a sugar, and si DNA na siya bases with the oxyribose, which stands as the sugar. So these are the examples or the structures of the PNA and the RNA. So this is the comparison, no, in terms of backbone, linkage, phosphate activity, and stability. So in terms of comparison, we have the structure and the synthesis. PNA is simpler and DNA is more complex. In terms of chemical stability, more chemically stable si PNA, and the DNA is degraded by nucleus. In terms of binding activity, PNA forms stronger and more stable, but DNA duplexes are less stable. So these are the characteristic of the PNA in terms of nucleic acid. It mimics, no, in terms of PNA or peptide nucleic acid, no, and we have the features of the PNA. They are chemically stable, high binding activity, neutral backbone, high thermal stability, and the versatility. So the role of PNA as early as genetic molecule, no, PNA is considered to be the nucleic acid that could be served as an early genetic material because it is stable and more durable, no? And in the PNA ability as a peptide form is stable with complexes with complementary nucleic acid, which allowed it to play organizing primitive catalytic work. So these are the roles of PNA in pre-RNA world, no? So um, so it suggests that before RNA took over, naapag yung type PNA, no, or similar molecule. Then now we go to the transition of RNA to DNA world over time as conditions of Earth's change. RNA and later DNA could have been emerged. And after that, PNA can now form a very stable duplexes with the complementary DNA, RNA, and PNA. So these are the simpler prebiotic synthesis, no? We have the simpler structure of PNA, no? And earlier kasi with a hostile environment, um, with extreme temperatures, UV radiations, and other harsh conditions. So we now the PNA adapted to have a chemical stability no, which have provided protective mechanism, and the presence of DNA may have created the RNA, which is the emergence of ribozymes and the other RNA catalysts, and eventually outcompeted DNA in the prebiotic environment. So these are now the RNA's world theory. This is the hypothesis for the origin of life. No? See, RNA is widely known as the origin of life on Earth because it suggests that early life forms may have relied on the RNA as both carrier of the genetic information and the catalyst for biochemical reactions. So this theory is based on the idea that RNA, unlike DNA, has the ability to store genetic information, making it a potential candidate for the original molecule of life. Yeah. So it is like, if you could look at this structure, no, single lang ang kanyang helix. Those like RNA can store genetic information through its sequence, no, AUGCU, no, but we will further discuss that one when we reach the nucleic acid part. So that ends the introduction to biochemistry.